So I'm going to leave the chat box awake, but when I change over to the PowerPoint, I won't be able to see it, although I can see messages as they come through. So if something happens and you need to tell me, stick something in there, and I'll get back to it before it's all over with. So here we go. So welcome to the Monday night 7:00 p.m. discovery call for the Worth United plan. This call is really aimed at insurance agents. We do one on Tuesday night, which is more of a general call, and then we do one on Thursday night at 8:00, which has a little bit more of a orientation to real estate agents and brokers and real estate investors. So we'll start to get going. I always start with the same slide. That's opportunity knocking for you. I tell people all the time, whoop, I got a message already. Hang on. See if I can get over there. Show screen, he said. You know, I asked that question, and they said they could see it. So we'll start all over again. That was the big boss chiming in. Bubbles. All right. Can you see my screen now? And then we'll start all over again. Good. Okay. So let's start all over again. Wait. All right. Now y'all gonna wear me out now. Hang on a minute. This is a friendly group, so we'll be good. All right. We're gonna start all over again. That way I can edit this out for the recording. Welcome to the Worth United discovery call for insurance agents. We meet every Monday night at 7:00. And yes, I'm going to hold one of these next Monday night at 7:00, even though it's Memorial Day. I'm guessing that everybody will be back by then, but if not, so be it. I want to stay in the rhythm. We have discovery calls on Tuesday night at 8:00 for kind of the general overview call on changing your debt into wealth. And then we do another call on Thursday night at 8:00, aimed a little bit more at the real estate market for real estate agents, brokers, mortgage brokers, real estate investors, and that sort of folks. So here's the opportunity. I try to say this all the time, and I believe it with my whole heart. There is not a better time ever to be in the insurance business in the United States. I believe the insurance business is the best business to be in. If you can overcome that one big hurdle of trying to get over the prospecting barrier. So part of what we're going to talk to you tonight is I'm going to show you a way tonight that I believe is the absolute best prospecting plan I have ever seen. It will get people to talk to you. And not only will it get people to talk to you, it will get you paid while you're prospecting, and that's not altogether a bad deal. So I always like to start this way. Close your eyes with me just a minute. Come on, I can tell whether your eyes are closed. No, just kidding, I can't. But close your eyes with me just a minute, and think that if you woke up tomorrow and your calendar was full, you had more people to talk to tomorrow than you're going to be able to get to. You don't care whether somebody leaves you hanging on an appointment or not because you got 8 more to talk to. How would that make you feel? And if you could do it the next day, right? Now that's working a little harder than I probably want to work, but I believe that's possible if you put some effort into catching the vision for what the Worth program can do as a prospecting system for your business, okay? So let's get going. What is the Worth program? Well, the Worth program, I want you to think of it as kind of a financial GPS. Most people in America have absolutely no idea where their money goes. Their spending plan consists of this. They see something they want to buy, and they look and see if there's any money. They go online and pull up their app on the phone, and they look to see if there's any money there. And if there's any money there at the moment, they purchase it. Or they look in there and they say, oops, I don't have enough money, and they look and see if they've got any money left over in their Visa card, and, well, looky there, it's my lucky day, and they put that thing on Visa, right? And so because of that, they're in debt. I'm not going to wear you out tonight about how bad a debt we are, but I can put it to you this way. The average American household is in debt to the tune of about $250,000. The Worth program is designed to help people get out of debt in half to a third less time than they currently than the current will if they stick in the program that they're working on. The Worth program has been around for 15 years. We have helped 70,000 clients. Our system links to 30,000 financial institutions, and I updated, there's a little ticker in the back, a little dial that tells you all the time how much debt we have eliminated as of Monday, May 20th at 3:17 p.m. When I looked it up, our program has eliminated almost $2 billion worth of debt. So what I'm talking to you tonight is about a tried and true program. It's not something two guys got together sitting around the golf course and figured out one day. This has been in existence now for a very long time. Here's kind of the pitch. I want to show you how you can live debt-free within 7 to 9 years, including your 30-year mortgage, and that's all your debts, without spending really any more money than you're spending right now. Chew on that just a minute. That means you can live free, debt-free, tax-free, and stress-free. Did you know that debt is the #1 cause of marital problems in our country? Some say it's the #1 cause of abuse, physical and mental abuse in our household, is because of the stress people are living under with their finances. So let me ask you this: if this was your debt, which is kind of typical of kind of a mishmash of things that we see, which of these things would you pay off first, right? You pay off the low interest stuff, the big interest stuff, do you snowball, do you avalanche, do you hope and pray, or as they say, spray and pray? You pay the minimums and hope you get around? The truth is there's all kind of ways that you can decide to tackle how to get out of debt. The problem is none of us are sure, and none of us are very good at sticking to our program. So the Worth program is a financial GPS system, and it works really, you come in and you plug in the debt, you plug in your income. It maps out for you using what they call an offset account, where you can move money in, move money out, know when to pay what bill exactly when, so that you get the most benefit of the money. Again, it connects with 30,000 banks and financial institutions. It has ongoing coaching, and it's like a GPS. And just like a GPS, if you're going down I-95 or wherever you live, and you decide to get off the interstate and you turn right, before you can make that turn good, what do you hear? Recalculating. It's exactly what the Worth program does. And because this is kind of a picture of the back end of the system, it shows you kind of examples of when and where to make the debt. And well, all I really want to see tonight, without getting too deep into the weeds with it, is that this person has told us their information. They've plugged in all their debt. They've plugged in their expenditures, and the system, their dashboard, is telling them they'll be out of debt, completely out of debt, in 9.2 years. And it's going to save them $69,000 interest that still remains. Okay, total interest that they're going to save is $169,000. Part of what we show you, this is probably the most important thing, is that the system comes with continuous customer care. I don't know if they all look like this lady, but they're all very nice. They all speak English. They're all in Draper, Utah. So they know how to help people and have been at it for a very long time. Okay? That's kind of the nuts and bolts of the program. Tonight I'm trying to really talk to you about the system and what it does for you. But because we're insurance agents, we all want to know the nuts and bolts. We want to know how to build the watch instead of just trying to tell what time it is. So we'll get into as much of that detail as you want to in a second call or two. But I just want you to catch an idea of what you're doing. Okay, what you're doing is selling a dream, and the ability to deliver the dream of getting somebody out of debt and allowing them the freedom that would come with that. We tell a story in some of our, on our replicated site, and we tell some stories in a little 2-minute video about these two ladies, Jill and Kathy. Jill and Kathy bought similar homes in a similar neighborhood on a similar time at a similar interest rate, but one's going to wind up paying $117,000 more for her home than the other one. Well, how can that be? Well, part of it is one of the ladies bought it the old-fashioned way, the conventional program over here on the right, and the other lady used the Worth program. They both started with a $200,000 mortgage. At the end of the first year on the conventional mortgage, she still owed $197,543. With using the Worth system, the balance on that mortgage was $184,811. Now you can read as well as I do. But bottom line is that one of them is going to get out of debt in 10.4 years and pay $70,000 in total in interest. The conventional way is going to be out of debt in 30 years and pay $231,677 in interest. Which would you rather do? One of the lies that we teach, one of the lies we rebuke when we talk to somebody is the lie of the cheap mortgage. There's no such thing. Well, what kind of mortgage rate do you have? Well, it's not real good, but it's better than most. I just went out and I got me a $300,000 mortgage at 5% interest for 30 years. So what's your mortgage? What's your interest rate? 5%. Well, no, it's not. If you take them to an amortization chart and show it to them, if you take the amount of that's $1,610, by the way, is the P&I on that amount alone. If you take the amount of interest, divide it by $1,610, it's going to be above 70%. Well, okay, that's the first payment. What is it later on? Well, at the end of the 10th year, it's still in the 60% range. At the end of the 20th year, it's in the 50% range. Now, if you don't believe me, because again, most of us on this call are insurance agents and we want to spreadsheet everything, go run that illustration, go run an amortization chart and prove it to yourself first, and then be prepared to prove it to your client when you sit down and have a conversation with them. It'll blow their mind. Okay? All right, so let's keep going. I'm getting stuck here. So here's what I want you to remember. I had you close your eyes a minute, and so I get you to do it again. How would you feel if you could go in and show somebody how you could save $160,000 off of the cost of them buying a $200,000 house? But would that make you feel like a superhero? It should. Can I be honest with you just a minute? I've been in the insurance business. I'm in the insurance business, and I know I sound like I'm probably in my 30s, but I'm 67 years old. and I'm still good looking, but I've been in this business a long time. And I know all the gurus tell you that the fastest way to grow your practice is to get out and get referrals. Can I tell you a secret? Referrals are hard to get. Have you ever gone in there and sold somebody a nice life insurance policy and they're happy about it, and, you gave them living benefits and you gave them, everything is cool, and then you ask them to open up their phone and give you some people that they should go talk to? People just don't do it. Let me tell you what happens when you get them out of debt. Let me tell you when they can get what happens when they get a picture of what you told them is true. But let me tell you what happens when they recalculate in a couple of months after being on the program. You won't. Now you should go back and ask them, but you won't have to go back and ask them because they'll be calling you, wanting you to go talk to their neighbors and talk to their family and talk to their friends. You can get all that to happen. I got a picture for you. Here's your picture. Isn't this why you got in the business? Now, I'm not so sure just to sit in the folding chair with my feet on the folding table, chewing on whatever that is he's chewing on. But the idea is that we got in the business for freedom, our freedom, my freedom, right? I want to be able to work my business when I want to work my business, and I want to have the money freedom to come and go and do what I'm here to come and go and do, right? The struggle has always been getting in front of enough people. So let me show you the quickie. I'm here. I've done this now 3 or 4 times, and I've yet to do the same presentation, even though I'm using the same PowerPoint. So let me teach you the magic 2 questions. Here are your magic 2 questions. If you walk around, you go to the mall, and your wife's out shopping, and you're sitting over there in the old man chair next to the other people, and they, you have a conversation, and you just begin a conversation, and eventually it's going to get around to, well, what do you do? Here are the 2 questions. First question is, are you 100% sure you're going to have a great retirement, or do you have some doubts? And then immediately, well, what would you say if I told you that you could be completely out of debt, including your mortgage and student loans, in 9.5 years or less without changing your lifestyle? Now, can I just be honest with you? If you'll ask those 2 questions, I have never had a soul tell me, no, I'm not interested in talking to you. I've not had a soul tell me no. Now, do they always buy? Absolutely not. But you got to have the first conversation with them to have the second conversation with them to see if you can get them to where they're going to purchase something. This is your elevator speech at any place you go. This is your elevator speech at networking events. This is elevator speech when you meet somebody at the family reunion, at church. There's your elevator speech. Okay. There's 3 ways that you make money with the Worth program as an insurance agent. Number 1 is you can be a producer. The Worth program is insurance agnostic. Okay, it does not require insurance to work, but it doesn't take you long to figure out that when you bundle a IUL into the Worth program, that you indeed can show them how to convert their debt into wealth. So you can be a single producer, and you can make a lot of money, and I mean a lot of money quickly. You can be a recruiter. You can decide that you don't want to get out and really talk to customers, consumers, and you can recruit. You can recruit and build referral teams of other insurance agents. It doesn't require a license, so you can build referral teams with real estate agents, mortgage brokers, opportunity seekers, and let them tell the story, bring them back to you, and let you close them if you want to on the Worth program, or you teach them to close them. Doesn't matter. You build a team, make the override, or you can choose to do it the way that I'm doing it, which is I want to be a leader producer. I want to recruit a team. I want to build a team. I want to lead a team. But the way you lead is from the front. I don't ask my people to do anything that they have not seen me do. And so that's just kind of my way of doing it. But it's not because I'm necessarily philanthropic. It's because I know I can make more money and help more people if I choose to do the leader producer, but those options are up to you. Okay. So there's three things. There's two things on the slide. Here's our best practices. Is that everybody should do both of these or either of these. And number one is you need to recruit to sell. Okay. I believe that everybody that enters this business, that you bring into this business, should own their own product. And with the promotions going on, which we won't go into deep tonight, but an agent can join the company during the promotion between now and July 16th. You can acquire your own product for a 30% discount, and I believe you need to own it. Even if you're not going to use it, even if you just need to be able to look a prospect in the eye and say, I own this product. And you need to be able to go and do your own analysis, because that's how we sell it. We sit down with somebody and we put in their numbers into a computer system, and we can tell them this is what it's going to do for you. If you told me the truth and you follow the GPS, this is exactly what it's going to do for you if you follow the algorithm. So we recruit to sell, and we sell to recruit. When we talk to a consumer prospect who decides to buy, we get them all excited about getting enrolled, and the first thing we ask them is, how would you like if I show you how you could get yours for free? And then you recruit them into the business. And if they sell, if they send you 3 people in their entire lifetime, they send you 3 people, it'll pay, the referral fees will pay for their plan. So which model do you take? Do you recruit to sell, or do you sell to recruit? The answer is yes, both. All right? Okay. All right, I'm kind of headed down to the end of the deal here. Let me tell you, let me tell you your enemy. Well, you got a bunch of enemies, but here's one of them for you. And that enemy is, I'll do it tomorrow. I'm going to think on it. I'm going to sleep on it. Right? And then, I told you, I've been at this a long time. And if somebody tells you, I need to think about it, well, I always honor that, because that's somewhat like who I am, right? I need to think about it. I need to pray about it. Okay. But what time do you want me to call you tomorrow and get your answer? Right? So here's an enemy for most of us, and that is, I'll do it tomorrow. Matter of fact, I was in St. Augustine, Florida, Friday, and one of my favorite old signs is hand-painted on a brick building down there on a bar, and that sign says this: free beer tomorrow. Now, the reason that just tickles me, of course, is that's a great promise that those guys are never going to have to fulfill. Here's the second struggle that most of us have. Oh, my PowerPoint didn't work. Here's the second struggle that most of us, especially insurance people for some reason, God bless us all, is we want to overthink everything. Well, let me help you with this thing. The Worth program is going to cost you $49 to get in, right? This $49. You and I are overwhelmed in our email box and text messages on people selling the next bestest, whizzlest. You can stay home and write business in your jams, all that mess. And they want thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars from you. Or we'll do webinars for you. All you need to do is give us $6,000 in your credit card, and we'll fix it up for you. Let me help you. to get into the Worth program, to learn it from the inside, to see how it works, to get all the training, to get somebody to help you close your first 3 cases, it's $49. $49. So I think I beat that pretty hard. Don't overthink $49. You spent more than that going to the movies with your girl last week and buying popcorn and cocoa. Listen, I'm going to end this thing. I try to keep it at 30 minutes, and I wasted the first 5, but it's time to buy America back one family at a time. It's a mission. It's my mission. That's my basset hound whining in the background, so you'll know who that noise is. Listen, I'm going to tell this to you quick. I'm going to tell it to you personally. I'm a retired pastor. I retired. I've been an insurance agent and a pastor now for a long time at the same time. Sometimes I'm a full-time insurance agent and a part-time pastor. Sometimes I've been a full-time pastor and a part-time insurance agent. It's how that business works. But I retired from my church because I felt that my next mission, my next ministry was helping people get out of debt. And I believe in it so much that if you get in with us, I'm going to promise you there'll be more people to see, more people to talk to, more people that need your help than you can ever imagine. And here's the promise down here at the bottom: we will not let you fail. Now, having said all that, you certainly have the right to choose to quit anytime you want to. I'm not going to make you do anything. I can't make you do anything. The only behavior in all the world I can control is mine, and that's sometimes. But there's systems in place, there's training in place, there's help in place, that if you come in and just follow the recipe, you will not fail. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to get back to the one who invited you to the call, right? You know, they're going to be your guide. They're going to be your helper. They're going to be your Sherpa. They're going to be the one to answer all your questions. They're going to be the ones who will help you go and launch your own marketing plan. They'll help you make a sale. You know, they'll help you make, you know, in my little group, we'll help you make 3, right? And then teach you as much as you need. Just get back to whoever invited you and tell them, look, just tell them, I'm in. What do I need to do? Okay, $49. If you happen to be on this call and you don't know how you got here, you responded to a Facebook post or a LinkedIn post, and you don't know where that came from, there's my email address. There's my phone number. And I'll get you to where you need to be, okay? We won't leave you high and dry. All right, it's 7:29, and I want to try to stay honest with this thing. Let's see if I can get back from whence I came. Here we go. Oop, maybe. Got over here. Well, Dan, thank you very much. Dan says, when do we get deep into the weeds? So far, every webinar has been superficial. Well, Dan, there's all kind of training. I sent you, not to point you out, but I sent you two recorded webinar videos over the weekend. This is a discovery call and is intended to try to cover the 30,000-foot level. But you call me, Dan, tomorrow. You know my number, and I will, as I always have, I'll be glad to answer any and all questions you got. Anybody else? Anybody else got? Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to end it because it's 7:30, but I'm going to stay on just a minute. If you have I can't unmute it because I've learned my lesson about that.